Good afternoon. I had received a couple of requests for a how-to on this paint scheme. It's just a simple Eldar Alaitoc. I think that's how you say it. You know, different strokes for different folks, I guess. But just a real simple, quick and easy Alaitoc camouflage scheme. And since I had an extra wave serpent, I thought that I would kind of mix the best of both worlds so I can make the entire Eldar army kind of fall together. So the dark part is going to look like one of my Nebula ships. The blue part is going to be like one of the fully open and un-nebulized, or whatever you want to say, ships. Apparently I've got a hungry cat in the back. Anyway, so I'm going to use a couple of different paints. I rebottle all of my Citadel paints so that I can avoid waste and stuff. So Citadel Macragge Blue and Citadel Lothern Blue is going to go on top of a base coat of Ultramarines Blue from Army Painter. Actually, not Ultramarines, it's Ultramarine Blue from Army Painter. Ta-da! It's good stuff. I shouldn't say it's good stuff. It's acceptable. It has kind of a, in my opinion, a bit of a grainy texture compared to the normal Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2x Ultra Cover Paint Plus Primer, the Paint Plus Primer stuff that I use right here. Super flat. Well, flat in its reflectivity and flat as in the surface. But I'll leave this one here as a reference. So in this case, instead of the primer being a place to build completely off of, we're going to go into two different directions with it. One with the Macragge Blue as a darker color, and the Lothern Blue, excuse me while I shake a little, the Lothern as the higher color in the camouflage. Now really the only thing that's a little bit different with the way I'm painting this and anything else are these things. It's a Q-tip. Or ear swab. I don't know what it is. Q-tip. Hopefully I don't get dinged because of that. But anyway. It's just going to create some interesting splotches. See that on there? It darkens up a little bit when it dries. And then if it's not dark enough, for whatever reason, you can also take some Drakenhof Nightshade, I believe what it's called, and use it to darken it up. Really super simple, really easy. Just make irregular splotches with it. Yes, Scrymer. That's the household lion Scrymer. I say lion because he's a 22.5 pound ragdoll cat. Bet you never thought you'd be painting a Games Workshop toy. Oh, sorry. I said the T word. A Games Workshop toy with a Q-tip. But it's camouflage. So why not? Shouldn't be too many little fuzzies left over. If there are, just simply take them off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Work right up to that line right there, but not over it. One thing I have learned is that the black, the Painter's Touch flat, is very hard to match, paint match. When you put a bad and black over it, it still shows up a little bit. So, oh, and then when this is all said and done, the entire army, the entire everything, with Eldar vehicles, they've all got this, whether it's a Wave Serpent or a Falcon, a Night Spinner, Fire Prism. It's all the same body. But to kind of help draw everything together, I also just leave this black. See? Right there. And then when this is completely painted, everything is completely done, then I'll be doing the same thing right here. And we're waiting for that to dry a little bit. To create this line, I based the whole thing in the ultramarine blue, sprayed it, and then took a piece of paper and just held it over the blue part, and then sprayed everything else black. Now, I wasn't happy with the edge. It was just, straight. So I took the same piece of paper and just tore it, and then I held it up here, and it kind of gave more of a wavy, jagged line. And actually, I didn't do it as heavy, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up or not, but you'll see there's also a little bit of the blue shining through the edge of that, and what that's going to do is it's going to help sell the whole, engaging stealth shielding or what have you effect that this is eventually going to turn out to be like. Because I'm just going to do like a lightning bolt effect all the way across. That doesn't really have an origination point. Like usually when you do lightning, it's got like a big ball of white or super light blue or white that's been tinted blue. It's like an origination point, and then it just kind of expands out from there. But on this, it's going to be like a wave, kind of like the Death Star exploding type of wave. A little bit of goofy stuff going on. That'll be covered in a different video, I'm sure. And if it isn't, well, there's a bunch of other videos out there on how to paint lightning. Actually, a really good tutorial is how to paint lightning acrylic. And it doesn't have anything to do with airbrushing. It doesn't have anything to do with miniatures or this hobby. It's just some guy painting a lightning bolt on a canvas. But it doesn't really matter where you're painting it. It's the same process. So maybe I won't be doing that one, since it's already been done. And I know there's other Alaitoc tutorials out there, but again, everybody just seems overcomplicated and whatnot. So let's leave this in the picture so you can see what I want it to look kind of like. Just kind of overlap the colors here and there. I guess you're kind of stippling this in, or I'm kind of stippling this in to get an idea of where I want to go, and then I'll add some more paint and go there. Also, you can see how it's shining through, not shining through, but just how it's bleeding through there a little bit. After the base shape is put in with the Q-tip head, then I'll go back in afterwards and reinforce any color that I need to, just by making something that's, I wouldn't say a glaze out of the Alaitoc blue, because it's already a layer paint by Citadel, and if you're familiar with Citadel products, their layer paints are already somewhat translucent. Let's go back over that. As always, excuse my breathing. It's like you got Darth breathing syndrome, or I have Darth breathing syndrome every time I go to shoot a video. It's one of the reasons why I hate it. Plus, my voice always sounds weird to myself when I'm listening back to it. And don't worry about getting too much of any kind anywhere, because it's just paint, folks. It's not like running out into traffic. Whatever you put on this, you can take back pretty easily by either stripping it real quick with some simple green, or, you know, insert your favorite degreaser, food grade degreaser, not the brake fluid stuff that everyone always says to use. Yeah, there's definitely going back. Whenever you paint something, you can always take it off and redo it, or work around it, or work over it. Okay. You can kind of see how it's breaking up the... It's almost like a leopard print, but way cooler because it's a space elf and not a terrestrial animal. Now also, when I go to do this one, take that off. I'm going to be adding these yellow panels, but I'm not going to let that prevent me or stop me from adding the blues in right now. And the reason for that is because I don't want to seem like, when you look at it on the table, I don't want people to see this Alaitoc blue that stands out as just like on purposely avoiding the spots. And this is definitely just tabletop quality. It's not it's not, hey, I want to enter this into a paint competition level of detail or anything like that, or quote unquote realism as far as like that goes. I always hate using the word realism when it comes to this stuff. I'll say it again, I said it earlier in the video, just painting toys, folks. Now, right now, it looks like there's a lot of texture in that. There's no texture at all. It'll dry flat. And if it doesn't, you still won't even really notice it, because like I said, this is tabletop quality. This isn't something you're going to be, you know, pining over. Or maybe you will, I don't know. Okay, so we've got the two colors down, and the one on top here I'm not entirely satisfied with as far as the coverage goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the Alaitoc that I've got sitting in my palette, and I'll just, or not Alaitoc, I'm sorry. I've been saying Alaitoc. If I have, I apologize. I mean Lothern blue. Dope. It's a little Lothern blue glaze, and tap it right into there. It's watered down a little bit. Of course, you know, always thin your pints. Too thin coats, whatever. Just thin it out so that when it dries, it covers up all of the bleed through that you see. Or a lot of it, I shouldn't say all of it. Didn't put any there, did I? That's okay. While I'm doing this, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that at all, drop me a line at Phoenix Terrain Systems on Facebook. Phoenix Terrain Systems, pardon my lack of enunciation. Of course, always leave a comment here on YouTube if you're seeing this on YouTube. If you like it, if you don't like it, you know, either way, I'd like to hear about it. Obviously, I'm low tech. I don't have any post production at all to speak of, so, or an intro. You know, I'm of two minds about intros. You know, they're really cool, great attention grabbers, but honestly, if you're watching the video, you've already clicked on it. Like, you know what you're getting into. You don't click on this thinking, oh, look, I'm going to make an apple pie today. Oh, wait a second, he tricked me. It's an Alaitoc camo scheme. No. I mean, you kind of know what you're looking for. So. Now, I posted up on the Facebook page earlier today, hey, give me some ideas about this stuff. You know, there's a couple of ideas, but this is going to kill two birds with one stone. It's going to get one more vehicle for me painted up. It's going to give me another opportunity to shoot a quick video. Actually, it's killing more than two birds with one stone, but I suppose if I said it's killing 6 birds with one stone, then somebody's going to report me for avian violence or something like that. It just gets a lot done for me. I'm going to try and do my best to make a tournament out of town this weekend. And I'd like to at least have a fully painted force. It doesn't need to be award-winning or anything like that. That's for darn sure. Because I haven't put the time into it. But I definitely don't want to be playing the Grey Eldar. The Greydar? Anyway, just because, and I know it's just idle conversation while I paint this, but just because I know I personally get a little bit more enjoyment out of the game if I'm not playing against a Grey army, and Lord knows I've done that plenty of times. You know, I've used with orcs especially, because who wants to sit down and paint, you know, 150 models? Which I did. I finally got all my orc infantry done. I'll have to showcase that. It's actually a pretty decent way to speed paint. I did it in batches of 30. Ugh. 30 a week. A week to paint 30 of them. Which sounds like a lot. Well, actually, you know, honestly, it sounds like a lot and a little. Like, it's only 30 miniatures. I say only because, you know, that's one unit of boys. And, you know, who plays with just one unit of boys? I play with at least 3 units of boys. 3 units of 30 boys each. Just as a backbone. And, I played with them gray naked for too long. Now, so there's ultramarine blue, then Macragge blue, and then Lothern blue. Now the Macragge blue, because its nature is that it's dark, you know, I don't see too much of it. Oh, there's a cat here. Yuck, God. Anyway, so I'm going to do exactly what I just did with the Lothern. Well, that's really thick paint. Ooh. Good Lord. If Duncan were in his grave, he'd be spinning in it right now. You know, thin your paints. Pardon me. Anyway, just going to go through and reinforce some of the darker blues. Now these will be even brought out even more once I hit it with just a little bit of Drakenhof Nightshade. So I'm just going to let this sit here for just a little bit, and then we'll break out the Drakenhof so that I can quick line it. And I don't know Pardon me, I didn't have my blue ready. So I don't know how many people use this technique or who originated it or whatever. I know I put a really super tiny short video out on a Facebook post on how to get some decent lines. Like dark lining or black lining. Whatever you choose to call it. It's really super simple. Really super easy. All it takes is just a couple seconds and a little bit of water. Had to get my best buddy out. This is my no spilly. Just something I printed up real quick to stop me from spilling stuff because I'm uncoordinated. Well, there's some wet spots still in there, but we'll just avoid the wet spots. So, I've got a number 2 Master's Touch. Probably the cheapest paintbrush I could possibly find. It's from Hobby Lobby. Just a couple of dollars a piece, and even less if you can get one of their handy dandy coupons. It is found like everywhere. Anyway, so put a little bit of moisture, a little bit of water on them, and just trace. Where you want your line to be. Just like that. And I apologize right now if the lighting is not showing it. But you can see where the water is. And where I use a little bit of capillary action. I don't have enough Casadura or Draconoff Nightshade in my brush. I'll just go right here too. Well, this is a quick and dirty version. Like I said, it's not an award winner. It should take a little bit more time and clean it up a little bit. But it's a nice quick way to do a lot of lining very quickly. It works especially well for Necron vehicles because whoever sculpted those vehicles is a fanatic when it comes to like circuitry and lines. See how this kind of goes. Super easy. A little bit too much right there. Let it flow. That's it. Oops, look at that. See, now I didn't add any. Just use my key tip. Put a little bit more pigment on it. Slightly different spot. So, like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, likes, dislikes, whatever, definitely put them down in the comments. This is just part one. As I'm able to shoot the other parts, I'll be doing that also. Hopefully be doing a little bit of airbrushing tonight. The lightning bolt will probably be free-handed. We'll see, you know, whatever, you know, come whatever may. Anyway, Facebook, Phoenix Terrain Systems. My name's Scott. Have an awesome day. No, really. Have an awesome day. Or night. Or morning. Whatever it is. Wherever you are, whoever you are, be awesome.